today's mission. Alright, so in today's episode, my plan is to get all the stuff off of this, finish cleaning this up, and we're gonna get this taken apart as well and get that on there. We're gonna get this hit with the base coat primer. And then now that I've finished touching this up a little bit, there is a sticker right here from factory that I didn't realize. So got that off, repainted those spots. Doesn't really matter. We're doing Wrinkle Red. So we're doing the Wrinkle plus Red. Basically, we're a Honda boy in a Mazda. Plus I thought it would look good. And I'm still not sure if I want to do the outer side of the car black or not. I don't necessarily hate the red too much, but I've always really wanted to just paint the car black. Not necessarily have myself do it, but pay somebody to do it and or wrap the car. Eric said I could pay him to wrap it at one point. I don't know if that's still an option, but yeah, I think that would look nice with the red engine bay like we have here. So my goal now at this point is to do those things I just spoke about. We also need to tap the oil pan, so maybe we'll do that in this video as well. But my goal is to just get a bunch of shit done. So we're gonna time lapse me tearing this all apart, getting all these little pieces off, putting them in a bag, and then cleaning off the remainder of the bullshit over here. Got a little bit of degreaser in the back there, and then we're gonna hit it with the primer. So let's get going. Alright, so I have the manifold over there drying. We're gonna go ahead and take all of this stuff off real quick. Hopefully. I'm trying to figure out how to take this apart. I really don't know. Never had to do it, never messed with it. Don't really know much when it comes to the whole turb ski in itself, but obviously this is a fucking heat shield. I'm not that stupid. And I mean, it seems pretty simple enough. Looks like this little band here, whatever it is, holds it onto this, which goes to the exhaust, and then I think this goes to the induction side. Or, well, no, the bottom over here I think is where the air goes through to the induction, and this is where it goes to the exhaust. Don't really know. Don't quote me. I'm just kind of assuming based on looks here. Okay, so this is a 10 millimeter. Little Peter. Let's go ahead. It's already loose as a motherfucker. It's nice. Let's get that loosened. Yeah. Alright. I think it's called like a V band. I just lost my V card, dude. Nice. Now that is together. I think we just got to pull. Maybe. This is, I like this. I like how ours is set up. So this is like oil and coolant. It's built into the turbo, which is perfect because our turbo definitely needs to be replaced because it had that crusty oil going through it. Other than it's got movement. But this is the cold side, obviously. And this is oil and coolant into the turbo to cool it. So he said basically just smack it with a hammer. This is indeed a V-band. I'm trying to get the humidity down so I can paint, but we'll see. Alright, so. It's got a little shaft play. Basically, everything's all ready to go at this point, except for me. Unfortunately, time just slipped away and we don't have enough time at this point. Just due to the fact that it's similar to the base coat where instead of every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, you're going to do a layer. You're going to do 3 thick coats with this, and then you're going to wait 2 hours, come assess the situation, and add more as needed if needed to do whatever. Hopefully we don't need to do that, but assuming that we might, regardless, I want to check at that 2 hour point just to be safe. So my plan is tomorrow morning, we're going to get up and we're going to do it in the morning like we started with this stuff. Now that this is all cleaned, painted, and done, I think we're in a good spot. Cleaning it and then drying it and then painting it, that all took like, I'd say about 4 or 5 hours with this little guy here. This is my intake manifold, I believe. I don't even really know. Yeah, it's my intake manifold. I'm gonna stick with that answer. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of stuff to clean on it. And then each layer, you know, I had to do 3 layers on this side, wait an hour, and then I had to flip it. 3 layers on the other side, wait an hour. Same with that. So there's like 2 hours right there alone. So between that and then drying it and cleaning out the inside, you know, I had to dry out the inside from the degreaser and the water that got inside of it, and then I had to hit it with the stable fogging oil. That way it doesn't get rusty and crusty on the inside, and just general maintenance and safety to just make sure it doesn't get destroyed. So yeah, oh, that light just went off. We're gonna be a little bit dark, but I think at this point I'm probably gonna tear that out from under the table, try to get the turbo out, and maybe get the turbo off and the new turbo and stuff on. We'll see what happens. Well, hopefully the audio sounds okay. We're on stock GoPro audio. It's been 2 hours, and I mean, you can maybe tell, probably not. Some of the wrinkles are starting to show. Over here looks a little funky, but I'm not gonna respray it. Right here kind of like cracked along that line. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. 48 hours from now, it will be done, and we'll call it a day. I'm not worried about it being perfect, so we'll see the final result in 2 days. Alright, so we need to tear this off. These are actually already loose. 2 of these were pretty finger loose. This one's a little tight, but we're gonna take it off, so hopefully we don't have any issues, any complications. Seems like I already took it off once before, possibly when we were pulling the engine to make it easier. I don't really remember because that was so long ago. So let's just get these little bad Jessies out here. Hopefully not have any issues like we did with the other one. There we go. God, I thought the turbo was about to fall, but there's a fucking bolt still, dude. Boom, we're probably gonna need a new gasket for right there. Add it to the list of gaskets that we need to order. What I'm basically waiting for is to get a master list. I don't know, I mean, nah, we should just get a new one. It's already off, we'll just get a new one. Don't be cheap. It's probably like fucking $2. Now, before we do that, we need to take this off. I realized how this gets held on. There's a little clip that we didn't have before. Pop this little guy off. Boom, simple. That pops off. Simple. Now we need a tiny, we need to not lose this. Turbo components. Boom. Oh no. How did this pop back on? Are you fucking serious? That could be part of our problem. Did I break this? I don't think that's supposed to be popped open like that. So, we got this off, we got this back in its little spot. Is that supposed to be that loose? I don't really know. Well, whatever. This is almost back together. I just gotta finish pushing it back together. Not really too worried about it. We just hit our 48-hour mark. These ended up doing alright. There's a few like, no, I guess it's not. This is doing good. This one came out perfect. This one came out nice and texturized. The valve cover here though, like you can see, it's a little texturized, but it's like flat instead of being wrinkled. So I think I'm gonna redo it. I'm just not satisfied with how the valve cover came out, and seeing as that is like a big part of the front and top of the engine, I want it to look good and be done right. Granted that this will also be kind of seen, but the intercooler and stuff goes on top of it. That's what these parts right here are for. So it's not a huge deal that it's a little bit flaky. It looks good enough. This is like a 5-footer for sure. This is like 5-footer. It's hinted under shit. It'll be fine. Granted that the valve, not the valve cover. What the fuck? Well, yeah, the valve cover is covered by the intercooler for the turbo as well, slightly. So it's not like a huge deal. I want it to look proper and just be done. So we're probably gonna hit it with some citrus strip paint and varnish stripper right here. We got this. I've had that for a minute, so I'll probably just use that. We'll probably sandblast it again because I got a little bit of sand left, and then paint it, call it a day. If it doesn't come out good the second time around, then whatever. This, I have not done the bottom. I've not actually looked. I moved them over here. Yeah, so like this, I haven't done the bottom. We'll probably hit the bottom of that and the bottom of this when we get to painting that again and getting some more cans, because this can is fucking empty. There's none left. So we'll end up doing the valve cover by itself probably, just because I want to focus solely on it and not have 3 different pieces to paint. I'm just confused why they're so like inconsistent in how it came out. I don't know if those faces I was focusing and they were getting hit with overspray too much, and or I was spraying too much on it, but it just didn't work out how I was hoping it would. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. This will probably be the end of this episode. The paint is good. I'm happy for the most part, and we got the turbo stuff basically all taken apart and almost put back together. Once I get this put back together, we're gonna go ahead and put it back onto that, and then get it up under the table and out of the way. So yeah, I mean, good progress. And the next video, I'm not really sure what we'll be doing. We'll probably be drilling the oil pan, hopefully having the valve cover completed at that point, and then focusing on the engine bay as well to kind of finish cleaning up so that we can get the subframe back on and all of the shit here for the suspension. We're making progress. We need to figure out what we need to order in terms of gaskets and all of that. So I am trying to rush a little bit, and I think in rushing a little bit I kind of fucked up the paint on the valve cover. So it is what it is. I've decided we're probably going to hit this with some red. I'll probably do the high heat engine red and just spray it. Take all of the stuff off that we don't want on there per se, or just tape and paint around it. Who gives a fuck? It's just an engine bay. Just to cover it and spice it up a little bit where there's rust. So yeah, lots to do. A lot of time left, I guess, unless the world completely fucking shits out. And yeah, hopefully things work out. I'm just getting a little bit annoyed and overwhelmed at this point because I've just been so lazy about it and busy and not able to focus on it and just want it to be done. So see you all in the next one. Peace.